everybody? Andy here with Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Finally back today for a brand new review. Unfortunately, my camera had died. It has passed away now, and I had to wait until I got a brand new camera, and I just got one, so I'm back. A couple of days off, but whatever. It's not a big deal because, like I said, I'm back. So today I'm going to review the Collecta Tyrannosaurus, and I know he's been out a while. Everybody's probably seen him already more than a few times, but I still like him a lot, and I still want to review him. A lot of the dinosaur figures that I'll probably review have probably been reviewed about a million times by other people, but because I haven't done it, I'm going to do it anyway. One thing that, oh, hold on, I'm almost knocking things over. One thing that I can say that is cool about these figures that Collecta has released is, well, for the fact, one thing, that it's a feathered T-Rex, which is pretty awesome. That's a newer thing that companies have started to do. But it's also cool because you can get more members of the feathered T-Rex family. And when I say more members, I mean pretty much the entire family. This one, I guess, it's not meant to be like a juvenile. It's just a scaled down version of this. I mean, it's obviously a different pose, facing a different direction and all that, but I like to think of him kind of as a juvenile, because if you look, he doesn't have the red on the back of his head like this one does. He's just starting to get it a little bit right here, as is the infant here. Also, it has a little bit of the red, but not to the extent that the big male here, whoops, does. He's got a lot of red on the top of his head. So in my mind, this is the adult, this is a juvenile, this is a baby, and you can of course also buy a corpse, a dead member of the family that no longer is hanging out and loving life because he's dead and mutilated beyond belief. Got all kinds of issues. In fact, if you'd really like to make a heck of a diorama, maybe they killed him. Who knows? Maybe he was just an annoying member of the family they couldn't stand anymore, and now he is dinner. But the things that I do want to say about this figure is it's got a beautiful, if I can get him to stand up, jeez, again, not very level here. It's got a beautiful sculpt. The pose is quite awesome. I like that he's got his head a little turned here to the side, like he just caught sight of something and he's not too happy about it. Or if you want to, he's got the jaw that can open and shut. If you want to close his jaw, maybe he's just interested in what's over here to the left of him. He's got a nice curved long tail. And when I mean long, I mean long. It is a huge tail. Same pretty much ordeal with this guy here. He does not have the movable jaw, but he's in a very similar pose to the larger one, where he's just looking now, instead of looking to the left, he's looking to the right. He's got his mouth open wide, like he's about to chase after and attack something. Also got a pretty long tail. And the baby also has a similar stance, where he's just kind of looking off to the left. Maybe him and Dad were walking and they're both interested in something over here to their left. I don't know. One thing that I can say about these figures is that, as with most newer Collecta figures, they put a ton of detail into these. The feathers are so beautifully sculpted. I don't know, again, I get these cameras that just don't like to focus too well. Can't really show you too well the detail in the feathers. Try to get some close-ups with my cell phone, even though it's not the best quality. You can get decent close-ups, but the sculpt for the feather, the way they sculpted the feathers, are all beautiful. The undersides are done really nicely. I like how they've colored them. Nice color scheme for them, and they're all pretty similar to the way they are each colored. I also like how on the baby they kind of give it a few stripes and some spots here and there to give it that baby look that I guess it would lose as it gets older. strange that they decided to put a little bit of green here, as the adults don't have that. But, I mean, babies are often colored quite differently than they would be when they get older, especially in birds. Anything that has feathers, they're usually colored quite differently than their adult counterparts. The bases are also very, very nice. Each one of these dinosaurs comes on a base. You can't take them off. They're attached. But the bases are very well done. If you really want to get creative, you can color them. You can paint them however you would like. I often repaint my dinosaur figures. I would love to repaint one of these big Deluxe Collecta Tyrannosaurs. I think he would be a ton of fun to paint, but that's one thing I have not gotten around to doing yet. The inside of the mouth, pretty detailed as well on both of the figures that have their mouths open. Also, I guess the inside of the mouth on this one is also quite detailed, because he's got his mouth open with his tongue down to the side and his eyes closed. On this one, I'll give you a shot of some of the blood and guts all over this sucker. Something ripped out his throat, both sides. He's not looking too healthy nowadays. Now, I know Collecta in their 2018 line, they have also got a new Tyrannosaur coming, so there'll be a new member of the Tyrannosaur family. This one, I believe, is also in a walking pose. I'm not sure what the size is yet. I don't think it's a deluxe figure. I think it'll probably end up being a smaller one like this one, but I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. As far as the prices go on these guys, they're all over the place because they're different sized figures, so I will link in the description to where you can buy them and the different prices for each. This one here, I think these two I bought from everythingdinosaur.com, which is an amazing dinosaur website, and these two I bought from thetoyking.com, which is also a pretty cool website. It's a good place to get Papo, Schleich, and some new Collecta figures. They have some older ones too, but they just recently started to add Collecta, so that's kind of new for them. But they deliver very quickly, so it's another possible website to buy dinosaur figures if you're here in the United States. I'm not sure what I just said. I think I said Papo, Schleich, and Collecta. They don't have Safari yet, but they do have those others. The detail on all three of them, like I was saying, are pretty much the same. I mean, this one thing that you'll notice about the baby is that the underside has feathers the whole way through, whereas the adult, and even I guess what you could consider the juvenile, has actual skin. I'm sorry, it's hard to see with the base. Skin on the underside, so that's pretty much the only difference really in the sculpts, but everything all over, from the head, the mouth, the teeth, the legs, the feet, everything sculpted beautifully. Collecta has stepped up their game immensely over the last few years. I know their older figures were not that great. I didn't really like them that much, but I mean, they weren't terrible, but they're pretty low budget. I would say they're like the B movies of the dinosaur figures, but definitely within the past few years they've completely changed that around. Now they're pretty much the leading when it comes to dinosaur figures. Maybe Papo would be a little better, and Rebor, but that's just in the quality of their figures. The actual, as far as scientific accuracy goes, I would say Collecta is probably leading in that department. Probably be a battle between Collecta and Safari. But anyway, sizes go for these suckers. This one is about a little bit over 8 inches. And just over like 3.5 inches tall. The baby is very small. He's a whopping about 4 inches long, and at the highest point of his tail, he's only maybe a little under 2.5 inches. The Deluxe, however, if I can get him all the way in the screen here, he's pretty long. He's almost 13 inches long. And I'd say about a little over 5.5 inches tall. And then the corpse, it's kind of hard to measure because he's all over the place. His tail curls up all over. Whoops. I would say he's probably around the 6.5. There's not really much of a height on him because he's laying down flat, so I guess I can't really measure the height, doesn't really matter. But yeah, I cannot recommend this family of dinosaurs enough. Collecta has done an incredible job on these. Like I said, I will link you to where you can purchase them. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.